Asè Axé Ashé, it's Ashley from the Ashe Shop, and welcome to Story Time. These are my retellings and readings of various stories of the Orisha. It is my prayer that these stories uplift you if you are down, help you gain a greater perspective of the Orisha, and strengthen your faith. I have always wondered what happens to the Orisha when their role becomes redundant or outdated. Orisha like Aganju and Olokun, who are the creation of the world, Aganju being that hot molten lava, and then Olokun being the water that cools down that lava, and then you have all this earth and all this chaos and everything created. And then Aganju goes on to become the wilderness. But as people start to grow and civilization starts to grow, what happens to a Ganju and his role? This story might give a little insight into that. So long ago, in the city of Oyo, Aganju was a very powerful Orisha. He later goes on to marry Yamoja. Aganju is well respected for his power, and no one in the town ever goes against him. Yet Aganju's power over fire is very limited. When Olodumare created Olokun, the ocean's waters tamed most of Aganju's power. Therefore, before Olokun, Aganju reigned alone on earth as an uncontrollable raging fire. Even though Aganju's domain still raged under and above the oceans, he felt that the people on earth no longer needed him for their survival. So, after a very long time, he started to envy Obatala, whom Olodumare had given the task of creating people's bodies and heads. So, Aganju was just kind of like, whatever Obatala can do, I can do better. I was here before him. He came down, he showed us that he's nothing but a drunk. All he does is make mistakes. All of his people look weird. If I had that job, it would be done to perfection. I'm so much better than Obatala. Yemoja, who's married to Aganju, has no choice but to sit there and just listen to her husband complain. Because Obatala is her ex-husband, she doesn't really want to say anything to Aganju because she doesn't want him to feel like he's taking sides. And Aganju does has a little bit of a temper, but we're not going to get into that. So one day, Aganju just literally wakes up and he's on one. And he's looking around and he's just walking around. He's like, look at these people. Look at these bodies. They're all just distorted and defective. I'm going to talk to Obatala. So he goes talk to Obatala. He's like, how you keep just making these people messed up? I could do a better job than you. Like, how you expect for the human race to succeed? How do you expect for people to succeed if you keep making them like this? Like, what is you doing? Obatala's like, bruh, mind the business that pay you. We not doing this. Go on about your business. So after Ganju kind of like in a huff, he get mad and leave because he see, Batala not about to go back and forth with him. And he really not trying to fight that man like that. So Obatala calls up Yemaya. And he like, Yemaya, how you doing? How's things going between you and your husband? And yeah, my dad's like, things between me and the Aganju is fine, but he on one about you. I don't know what you did to him, but my husband do not like you. Obatala's like, probably because, I was the better husband, but you with who you with. Nah, it is what it is. Yeah, my I was like, man, stop playing with me. You know I love my husband. But you might need to go see Eshu about Aganju's jealousy because Aganju he's really just bored. He just don't really have anything to do. I think it's not gonna get better if you don't do something about it. He kind of like, oh, Bata, like, why I gotta do something about it? That's your husband. He was like, look, I do. That's not about me. It's not about me and my husband relationship. He got his eyes on you. You better go do something before Aganju releases rage over you, and it's gonna be done with for you. And that's the end of this conversation. So Obata, like, he finished conversing with Yamaya and he kind of blows it off. He kind of like, yeah, that man just jealous of me. I don't know why he acting like that or whatever, or what. Going about his business, not really thinking that Aganju was going to do anything. Aganju continues to be bored and he continues to be jealous. So he decides that he's going to make it impossible for the people to get the plants and the animals that they need to make sacrifices to their Ori, because without the proper sacrifice, the Ori is worthless. It ain't worth nothing. So he's like, I got y'all. I'm going to fix this. So Obatala is pretty surprised when the people start running to him talking about, we went to get the sacrifices that you told us to get for our Ori, but we could not get into the wilderness. We couldn't get into the forest because Aganju has filled the entire forest with snakes. And we not going in there. Well, no, I don't want to die. That's a I understand making a sacrifice, but that's a real big sacrifice to make, Obatala. And Obatala's like, you right, you not tripping. You shouldn't have to risk your life like that to go and get the sacrifices that you need. I'll take care of this, don't worry about it. So Obatala does like Yemaya advised him in the first place to go see Eshu about his problem with Aganju. Obatala goes to Eshu and says, Eshu, I was talking to your Mojad and she was saying you're the only one that can help me with this problem I have with Aganju. And Eshu said, yeah, Aganju do got a problem with you, bruh. And I am the only person who can help you with that. And I don't have a problem doing that because, if the people can't make their sacrifices, that's taking a little bit off my cut too. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of this for you. Eshu goes into the forest and finds Aganju. He's like, say, bro, what's up? What's good with you? Aganju's like, oh, I'm just sitting there chilling. Eshu's like, would it be weird if I asked you why you just here chilling with all of these snakes? Aganju's like, these are my friends. These are my servants. They're keeping me company. It's not anything weird. Eshu's like, well, okay. He was like, you mind if I sit and chill with you, like take a little rest? It took me a long while to get out here. I have all this palm wine and I don't have nobody to drink it with. Aganju said, yeah, we could sit and we could sip. So they sitting and they sipping. And of course, Aganju can't help but start talking about the same thing he's always talking about, how he don't like Obatala, how Obatala is doing a horrible job, how he could do a better job than Obatala. And Eshu's just like, yeah, okay, that's nice. Keep drinking. So they keep drinking and drinking and drinking. And eventually Aganju passes out. Eshu sprinkles this medicine over Ganju, which makes him forget all about Obatala's job. And afterwards, Eshu commands the serpents to leave the forest so the people can get in and get what they need to make their sacrifices. Eshu drags Aganju back home, and it's just kind of like, Yamuja, get your husband, take care of him, figure it out. Ain't no reason for him to be so focused on Obatala. He needs to be focused on you. Obatala is so happy that Eshu fixes everything. Of course, he goes and makes good sacrifices to Eshu. We eventually see Aganju take on various roles, one of those being the role of the ferryman, the person who helps people to travel across the river. I enjoy this story because it reminds me that sometimes when we don't have any purpose, when we are not aware of our passions and we lose sight of our purpose, we will become bored and can become obsessed or enamored with things that don't have anything to do with us and don't help us to progress or move forward in any shape, way, or form, like we saw with the Ganju. His obsession with Obatala was not going to get him anywhere. And once he was able to identify things that he loved, he was able to find purpose. I hope you enjoyed this story and I look forward to telling you more. Make sure you check out the book list at theasheshop.com where you can find lots of resources and stories about the Orisha. You can also book a session with me and stock up on your bath and body products. I look forward to hearing from you. Asè Axé Ashé.